Hey, did y'all know that oil was trading at $200 a barrel? Nah, I'm just kidding. That wouldn't be very ethical. Speaking about ethics, today we'll take a look at how Shell violated the human rights for the Ogoni people in Nigeria. First, we'll take a little background on both Shell and Nigeria and see what was affecting both of them at this time. Second, we'll be looking at how Shell did actually break the human rights of the Ogoni people and how they got mad. Then we'll take a look at how Shell and the Ogoni tribe responded to the MOSOP. And then to follow all this up, we'll look at some acquired knowledge and how the CSR came to be.
With Nigeria being the 10th leading producer in oil and producing nearly 3 million barrels each day, it drew lots of attention from many big oil companies. One in particular was Shell. Shell found many perks of acquiring this land, but Shell's goal was to drill and produce from this oil-rich land. Although Nigeria is the most densely populated country in Africa, which will contribute to the precautions needed to be taken to protect the well-being of the civilians, Shell was mostly interested in the area where the Ogoni tribe resided, which consisted of a population of 500,000. Shell first began its operation in Nigeria in the mid-1990s. Shell's choice of going against the code of ethics while drilling and producing oil from Nigeria's land resulted in a drastic change in the lives of the Ogoni people. During Shell's time of drilling, the Nigerian government allowed Shell to drill on this land and did not require any disposal of unused oil, which negatively affected the Ogoni people. Shell began to drill and install pipes with little to no concern for the Ogoni people. Shell began to use a process called flaring, a very cheap alternative to getting rid of excess oil and gas that not only made the living conditions of the Ogoni people worse. The process of flaring involved burning the excess hydrocarbons at a very high temperature. This process adds vast quantities of carbon dioxide to the atmosphere and contributed to the failure of food crops. Shell also began to drill on the farms of the Ogoni people, ultimately contributing another factor that would destroy the Ogoni people's farmland, making it almost impossible to revive the land for the next crop season. The oil spills that were left behind destroyed their water supply and killed off most of the fish that helped this tribe thrive. With little support from the government and little to no defense mechanisms of their own, the Ogoni people decided to band up and fight peacefully for their rights.
Shells and Nigerians respond to MOSOP. The MOSOP was the Movement for the Survival of the Ogoni People. The MOSOP was supposed to provide a solution to the environmental degradation. It ended up bringing attention to Shell's actions, and then Shell ended up getting charged with genocide of the Ogoni people. The Nigerian government responded by creating an Ogoni task force. The task force was called the Rivers State Internal Security, and they were created to handle the protesters. The Ogoni task force employed military rule over the Ogoni region, which ended up causing the death of over 2,000 civilians and the destruction of 37 villages. Due to the conflict between the military and the Ogoni people, Shell had to stop oil productions in the Ogoni region to stop further damage to their reputation. To fix their reputation, Shell offered to clean up any oil spills in Ogoni land, and Shell hired the sustainability group to consult them on what they should do. Shell also ended up providing the military with weapons, vehicles, and boats.
Shell's impact on Nigeria, environmentally and politically, has negatively influenced Shell's image, causing them to suffer financially, because countries and companies are less willing to make business with Shell after the turmoil they created. But from every struggle and failure, there is always the opportunity to learn from mistakes. And that's exactly what Shell did. To start improving the public image, they offered to clean up the oil spill they caused by broken pipes, and they also announced that they will stop flaring in Nigeria. But Shell's biggest change came from hiring a public relation consultancy group called Sustainability. Sustainability pushed Shell to focus on transparency by releasing reports on health, safety, and environmental performance. Shell even started to create a self-imposed target to reduce its environmental impact. In summary, Shell tried to quickly deal with the protesters by giving weapons to the government. Quick solutions are usually not the best, especially when you're sweeping it under the rug. And lastly, just like Milton said, there is nothing wrong with making money. That is the purpose of a business, but we cannot forget to follow the rules of the game, which includes not only the laws of the country, state, and parish, but to also follow ethical practices. Thank you for listening to our presentation. If you have any questions, please feel free to send us an email. Thank you.